Hello, everybody. How you doing today? It's good to be back with you. I thank you all for watching yesterday's little video that I was inspired to put up in regards to a conversation I was having about mindfulness. And since I got some nice comments and people to say keep them coming, today is going to be our second contemplation over coffee. Even though today I have my Here Comes the Sun cup. It's actually a full moon day. So today is the full moon. Happy full moon to all of you. And it's a very sacred and special full moon according to Eastern traditions, because today is actually Vesak or Purnima or Buddha Purnima. And so the full moon is very, very special and very auspicious to those in the Buddhist tradition. Now, this particular full moon represents the birthday of the Buddha. It's like the anniversary of his birthday because he was, according to their tradition, born on a full moon night. However, according to Buddhist tradition, Buddha wasn't only born on a full moon night. He left his family and set out on his ascetic path on a full moon night. He sat down under the Bodhi tree and actually became Buddha. Buddha's a title. It means the awakened one or one who is awake. Just like Christ is a title. You know, Jesus Christ, right there, isn't Jesus's last name. Christ is a title, which is the Greek translation of the word Mashiach, which means Messiah or the anointed one. So Christ means the anointed one. Buddha means the awakened one. And so according to the Buddhist traditions, Buddha was born on a full moon night, left his family on a full moon night, sat down under the Bodhi tree, and became awake to the reality of his mind, the nature of his mind, how our mind creates a lot more misery and suffering for us. So became Buddha on a full moon night and also died on a full moon night. So to Buddhists, a full moon is like the day of all days. It's a very important day for spiritual practice and meditation because according to their tradition, Buddha said that each and every one of us has our Buddha nature, our true, non-defiled, clear, pure self within us. Each and every one of us can become a Buddha. In fact, according to the scriptures or the Buddhist texts, Buddha says that if it wasn't possible for you to become enlightened, I wouldn't ask you to do so. It is possible. And so he encouraged people to do practices in order to become awake, to see the way reality is, and to come to understand the nature of our mind. Really, Buddha's asking us to all become our own psychiatrists, to really understand what's going on in here and see how it creates a lot more misery and suffering for us by attaching to every pleasant and wonderful experience and feeling and emotion that we're having, and having an aversion, a distaste, a dislike towards all the unpleasant experiences in our life. And there's many reasons why doing that leads to a lot more misery and suffering for us. But if I'm sticking with Buddhism, it's because Buddhism teaches that everything is impermanent. So everything changes. And so you can't have the blissful, pleasant, wonderful, happy times. You know, your life is not going to be rainbows, unicorns, and cotton candy each and every day. Things are going to happen. You know, life's going to get unpleasant or sad at times because the people we love are going to get sick or die and get taken away from us. We're going to get sick and one day we're going to die. So not every experience in this human incarnation is pleasant. And so the truth about Buddhism is that everything changes. Or one of the truths in Buddhism, I should say, is that everything changes. And so the mind, which has this propensity to either attach and only want the pleasant, when an unpleasant moment comes along, well, then we get dissatisfied. We engage or we create suffering in our life because we don't want it to be the way it is. We want it to be some other type of way. And so today, again, even though I have my Here Comes the Sun coffee cup, it is a full moon day. And so this particular full moon, though, which is Vesak and a day of honoring in Eastern traditions the birth of the Buddha, there were 4 important days in his life which happened on a full moon. And so another thing about just a little bit of this full moon is it is in a Sagittarius. And so this is a time and an energy of optimism and adventure. It's encouraging us to bring out the adventurous spirit in ourselves, also to aim high and set high goals. You know, Sagittarius is the archer. And so it's aiming for the stars, and it's encouraging us to do the same. And so I hope this full moon can help you release and let go of anything that's no longer serving you so that you can move forward into your next part of your journey and really begin to truly spiritualize yourself and develop and come into this world to develop and discover and give birth to who and what you really are. Because who you are is not limited. Who you are is limitless. You know, you're a child of God, of the infinite, of spirit, of whatever you want to call that. You know, I still call it God because to me this is the most mysterious name for something that I can't put labels on. You know, anytime we say God is this, by default, we're saying we really don't know because it's even more than that. So words limit things. So, but to me, God is just this name for something that is beyond description, beyond limit. But, you know, we are a child of that source, of that essence, of that consciousness, of that energy, of that spirit. And so the same energy and the same life force that's giving birth to all the stars and the galaxies and, you know, everything in this universe is the same life force that's running through you. And we have the potential to, you know, connect with that and manifest that into the world. We have the opportunity to love really to be channels of God's love into this world. And that's what all the great teachers have asked us to do. You know, Jesus told us to just love one another. Buddha said to radiate boundless love towards all beings. And when we spiritualize ourselves and purify ourselves enough to do that, then we allow God to love the world through us. And what an amazing thing. So shoot for the stars, aim high. You know, this also reminds me of a quote by Michelangelo, one of my favorite artists and creators of all time. And he said the problem for most of us is not that we aim too high and we miss our mark, but that we aim too low and actually achieve it. And so don't cut yourself short. Don't limit yourself. Just know that there's a greatness inside of you. There's a power inside of you. You are a child of the divine. And let's begin living that more and more each and every day. Because if we do, what a wonderful world this would be. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Happy full moon to you. And I hope that each and every one of your days is filled with an abundance of love, health, happiness, and peace.